subject in this country. This country is fucked up. There's good people in the church. Why? I don't know. If you're a good person, what the fuck do you need to be in that shithole for? Mr. Obama had to tell a half-truth. My dream is on his last day in office, he stands up and says the Bible is a putrid pile of bullshit and somebody lock Ken Ham up. Because, every time a known figure, a president, says something in a reference of millions of years, whether they're talking about the earth or the universe, billions of years, whether they speak about a skeleton, they're calling the Bible bullshit. And it is bullshit. And right now, at this moment, I think every preacher in America needs to be locked up for crimes against humanity, for continuing to subvert the mind of innocent people. We got here by evolution. Fear is a strong instinct, the fear of death. Preachers, politicians play on this fear, and they use this ancient manuscript that is pure mythology. And we are about to go under with it. Highlights of this disaster. The Walton family that owns Walmart gets $6.8 billion a year in welfare. Republican voters who can barely eat hate Obama, that wants to see everybody eat and have health care. I fortunately have health care right now, fortunately. And when the health care plan I have ends, and it will, for reasons I can't go into, I'll go to Obamacare. But these operations I've had I'd be in debt the rest of my life. Healthcare for profit is the most immoral 3 words in American language. Mr. Obama spoke half a truth. He said, faith doesn't require murder. Well, actual faith does not. You can have faith in a God, in another universe, and you can have faith in unicorns and fairies and pixie fucking dust. And keep it to yourself. True faith, a real faith, the definition of faith does not require murder. But everybody in the world associates faith with religions. And the Abrahamic religions require murder. So faith as the world knows it does require murder. The Quran, the Talmud, the Torah, the Bible, all command murder. You people poisoned this world when you called a book the inerrant, perfect Word of God. Now, none of you live by it. There's not a Christian on the planet. There may be some Muslims. I don't know. But there's not a Christian on the planet, because I know the whole goddamn Bible. And if there was one person on this planet living that Bible the way your perfect, inerrant God commanded, they'd make headlines all over the fucking world. There is no picking and choosing the Bible. Jesus condemns everyone who will not accept him to hell. There is no love in religion. It's only extortion. You believe or you burn in hell. So we're encased with bullshit. We'll let Ed Schultz or President Obama say the Earth's 4.6 billion years old. And that's the bullshit that much we'll allow. But if they come out and say the sentence that's laying there like an elephant right beside of it, creationism is a lie, there's enough stupid, insane, evil people in this country to start a revolutionary war. Now, by saying the earth is 4.6 billion years old, you are calling the Bible an entire lie. But we allow that bullshit. We allow it. But when Obama has the courage to come out and say the boldest words against Christianity since Thomas Jefferson, he's hated by the 30 to, I'm guessing, 35% of purely evil people in America that vote for politicians that want war with Iran. You want to start a shitstorm in the Middle East with the Zionists? Put a headline that says, Obama's going to seek peace with Iran. Boner, McConnell, meeting with Netanyahu with all of Congress, trying to undermine these peace talks. You people, we're going to have a revolution. It's going to be bloody. I promise you. It'll be a lot easier to listen to your average people like me, people that aren't bought. I got nothing to gain except the future for my granddaughter. That is my motive for what I'm talking. Nobody pays me nothing. I get nothing out of this but the satisfaction that when I go to sleep, I spoke the truth today. And I encourage someone else to speak more truth. Take my word for it. It will be a lot easier to get in and turn. Call the cable company, said, drop Fox News. Never read another Heritage Foundation report, another Drudge report. Never listen to Douche Limbaugh again, Sean Hannity. They are the enemy of America. They don't even care about the people who listen to them. They bait hatred and they bait ignorance to support the corporations that pay them, the politicians. The entire GOP works for the corporate elite. That's it. They don't even give a shit about their voters. In West Virginia, right here, union people in West Virginia vote Republican. How insane is that? Well, the union miners put Republicans in goddamn Charleston, West Virginia, in the capital. And now, those Republicans are trying to pass right-to-work law in West Virginia, which will destroy the union. Now they get to go back down in them mines for $8 and $9 an hour and no goddamn benefits. There are trillions locked up. Trillions. The word is that what's that richest family? I can't think of its name right now. Worth $600 trillion. And again, the Walmart family, the Walton family, the richest family in America. They got more than 40% of the money. More money than 40% of the American citizens, and they get welfare, $6.8 billion in government welfare. And people like me, high school education, working, trying to make a living, got children that are going to end up in the hospital, vote for these sons of bitches. I won't bother to use the language to describe every single Republican politician in the United States of America. They are with Hitler. They have a goal, and it's to make you, me, everyone here working class, slave class, and they do it by dividing us over things like gay rights. If you lose a minute's sleep over what two men or two women do in bed, you a simple-minded fuck. That's all I can tell you. You're simple. They done proved that life. Okay, look here. Watch here. I scratched my face. I just took live skin cells off of it. Is that abortion? No. A cell and an egg is not abortion. Nature aborts 60% of fertilized eggs on its own. That's way more than women do by choice. Now we're fighting over that. Wow. They put out lie after lie after lie denying climate change. Men who aren't scientists, women who aren't scientists, that dumb shit out in Idaho. Joni, whatever the hell her name is. They're killing America. Why are people like you and me, we're alike? Why are you voting against your interest? Christianity in the 20th century, that's 1920, 1930, 1940. Christianity murdered hung and lynched and burned 3,200 African Americans. Matthew Shepard was drugged behind a car because of gay by Christian ISIS. I have a new name for the Christians that support Republicans. You're not ISIS, you're crisis. You do your evil in the name of Christ, just like the president said. Slavery in this nation, ruining people's lives, selling a mother's child from underneath her when the child was 5 years old, as soon as it can work a little bit, selling it, was condoned, supported, and kept alive by Christianity. The biggest problem in America is most of the population can no longer accept the truth. Religion is the enemy to this planet. Now let's get back to faith. You want to have faith? What would be wrong with living in a clean world that intelligent people are running? Humanitarians are running. What would be wrong with you going to church and having faith, and you can sit in that church and send me to hell all day Sunday? I don't care. You can sit in that church and damn every gay person, every heretic, and every blasphemer, and every Jew, Muslim, whoever you hate. And then when you come out of that church, enjoy this world that scientists, humanitarians, rationalists want to put back together. How is that going to piss off your God? You're evil. You're killing what we have over a fictional what we don't have. Genesis never happened. Hence, 4 billion people on this planet are dead wrong. Whether you're a moderate Christian or you're a complete Christian, whether you're a moderate Jew or Muslim or a complete true Jew and Muslim. Moderate Christians, Muslims, moderate Christians are damned to hell in Revelation. I want you to be cold or hot, says Jesus, not lukewarm. If you are lukewarm, I will spit you out of my mouth. You can't be Christian unless you follow a Bible. The Bible is the reason for the word Christianity and the group of Christianity. You moderates, Islam, Christians, are the reason. You false religionists are the reason that the true religionists still practice what their holy books say to do. You're disobeying your God by not coming after me like ISIS goes after theirs. You do it through politicians. You strip rights. You want politicians to deny health care. You give politicians the power to tell a doctor says you don't have to work on that patient if you don't agree with their faith. How is that murder any different than ISIS cutting the head off of a person? A doctor being empowered by a God-brained, evil, Hitler-type politician, you don't have to save that person's life if he's an atheist. Now, there's a comment section below this video. I want one of you Christians to tell me how that murder is any different than ISIS cutting the head off. I'm going to argue that ISIS is kinder. They kill the fucker quick. Your politicians kill them slow with cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, whatever disease they've got, because it's health care for profit. The revolution should be in books. The revolution should be listening to us who care. There's plenty of money to go around. Everyone could make $25 to $50 an hour. Doctors can make good money. Capitalism can still work. We don't have capitalism anymore. We have a tyranny, a corporate tyranny, and we're working on a theocratic tyranny. Thomas Jefferson was a deist. Thomas Jefferson was accused of being a godless president. Christians have been trying to breach the wall of separation between church and state since the ink was wet on the Constitution. Y'all get your bowels out of your uproar. Your George Bush told the Palestinians, yes, Palestinian priests or whatever the hell they are over there, that God told him to bomb Iraq. ISIS hasn't come close to killing near 1 million innocent Americans or citizens of the world. George Bush killed nearly 1 million. We are the greatest terrorists in the name of the Christian God and Jesus on the planet Earth. Why can't you have your faith in your church? Why can't you get the fuck off of public media? The computer was spawned by an atheist gay person who was murdered by Christian dogmatic McCarthyism. He wasn't allowed to be gay, but he gave us the internet. You're trodden where your Bible says not to tread with worldly knowledge. Hell broke loose.